What's up, Traders Edge? It's Mark Sebastian, your only option with your look ahead for the week. In today's video, I'm going to break down what I'm expecting out of the indexes, the major economic events. We're going to preview a little bit of our earnings, and I'll get you all set for the volatility index. So let's dig in. Let's start with what's going on this week in terms of economic data. Count them, two big days, Thursday and Friday, CPI and PPI. Those are going to drive everything this week. So we've seen some bullish talk out of the Federal Reserve this week. We got a couple of Fed speakers. Bostic spoke on Monday, sent the markets a flitter. But CPI and PPI, I think those are going to be very big this week. Watch those Thursday and Friday, especially CPI on Thursday. All right, let's dig into the markets. SPX is having a huge day. It blew through the 21-day moving average, kind of ate up most of the losses from the first week of January, and has been driven primarily by Mag 7, MGK, our mega cap names. They are having a really strong day on Monday. You can see MGK is back to its 21-day moving average. The QQQ, very similar story, ran to its 21-day and has run through it. Wouldn't be surprised to see a little bit of a pullback and a retest either Tuesday or end of the day on Monday. But the market, very bullish. With those being up, take a look at what's going on in some of our other ETFs. IWM, back above its 21-day. MDY, another name I really like, blowing through its 21-day, back above $500. I still like these two to potentially have a really strong rest of January. Keep an eye on those names. Now, earnings this week, we start with the banks. We have BAC reporting the morning of the 12th. Citigroup the morning of the 12th. JP Morgan the morning of the 12th. Morgan Stanley is next week. Goldman Sachs is next week. Wells Fargo on Friday morning. So we have four big banks reporting Friday morning. That'll be with PPI that day. So Friday morning is going to be a really interesting trend setter for the rest of the week and potentially the rest of the month. These financials are really big. I want to look at JP Morgan in particular. That's the biggest of the financials heading into their earnings. The market is pricing in about a 2.8% move, right in line with where it normally is and below the mean historical move. So they're pricing in options about normal, about what we might expect out of the ETF. As I look at the straddle price, the JP Morgan at the money straddle, so right around 170, 172. Let me wait for this to populate. Obviously, there's a lot of data. They're not pricing in a major move. The 170, 172.5 strangle is only about $4.60. Prices that straddle in right around $6. I think that's pretty cheap. I like the way this one sets up. Some of these straddles look pretty inexpensive. BAC, kind of a similar story, only pricing at about $1.25. I think in general, these things look like they're a little too cheap. I might be interested in being long some of these into their earnings. That's a big deal. Now, let's talk VIX. As you can see, VIX is down big. Futures term structure, we're still really tight Jan to Feb. January expires on the 17th. We have this week and one trading day because we're off on Monday. 50 cents really tight. So they're still pricing in VIX like it's going to be in the 12s. Just put that in the back of your head. So how do you play something like that? This is going to play into the hands of my UVIX trade. Remember, I am long UVIX March puts. Those options have absolutely blown up. I'm up about 80% of those. I'm really close to being able to take off my 100% challenge on those puts. I only need about 60 cents. So one more bad day for UVIX, and I will be starting to close that trade. But good news, there will be other opportunities to get into UVIX. Some stocks I'm watching as the week progresses. Apple, this one bouncing off the 200, showing some strength. Next resistance, 187.70. So that's your level to watch there. We're also keeping an eye on oil. Oil is down big on Monday after the Saudis lowered some of their pricing. I would expect this to be an opportunity to go long oil. I still like the long oil play. I think there's an opportunity there. Next up on my watch list, NVIDIA and the chips. Look at the move the chips have made. NVIDIA, new all-time high. SMH, just blowing higher. Back through the 21-day moving average. We could see SMH make a run at 176. And then lastly, we're watching our gold. It's down after the Fed came in. It's interesting because the dollar is down. You would think gold would be stronger. It's not. So just keep an eye on gold, maybe starting to break lower as we get this kind of risk on appetite again. Lastly, I've been talking about equal weight RSP. It got to this 21 day and has bounced. I'm looking for this to make a run at 160. We saw some call buyers. So here's a trade idea for you. We did see call buyers in RSP for next week. Big buying. There's a huge open interest on the 160 strike. We have buyers of the 160 calls for next Friday. They're about 45 cents. I don't mind owning them. All right, folks. There is everything I'm watching for the week. And your opportunity to join us. Good news, we're reopening weekly profit cycles on a special quarterly offering. If you'd like to join weekly profit cycles, today is a great day to do it. Click the link above or below in this email. I hope you have a great week. I am Mark Sebastian, your only option. Have a great trading week, everybody.